What is happening, foodies? You know what time it is. Foodies and Friends coming to you. This is a first for Foodies and Friends, guys. Wait till you see what we've got on tap. Katie Stone, introduce our guest. Tell everybody where we're at.
This is a hint of where we are. Can you take a guess, Ruben? This is the episode that Ruben has most been looking forward to, by the way, you guys. It's an inside desire. This is what he most looks forward to, this week's stuff.
Yes,
we are in the Heights. We are at Sweet Bribery, which is a bakery now joined forces with Craft Creamery, which you guys might remember. Chef Steve Marquez, you've done a ton of TV. We've done TV.
100.
Chef's creamy creations are in many restaurants around town. You might see the desserts. And you might see, a flavor blood orange by Craft Creamery and Chef Steve Marquez. The other half of the business and the other half of the brains in the operation is his partner, Kim. And I'm going to say your name correctly, Kaisa.
Yes,
very
perfect.
good.
I love it.
And this is a big deal for you guys because you guys have you're expanding your business. Craft Creamery's been around for a while. So has Sweet Bribery. Tell everybody about this change and what it means for you guys.
Yes. Well, Craft Creamery, of course, we started during what we thought was the end of the pandemic in November of 2020. It did not end up being the end. It was more like the middle.
No.
So, but we, Steve built a great wholesale business. We had some very loyal customers in Montrose. And when Sweet Bribery, who was 5 years into this spot here in the Heights, approached us about joining forces, we knew they had some really classic flavors, things that we didn't make, like cookies and cream, like that sort of thing. We thought, wow, combining their beer and wine program, which we already love to do with our wine dinners and their classic flavors, and then Steve's more eclectic flavors like the award-winning brisket and pho and some of the things that I know that you
everyone I talk to mentions the brisket ice cream. It is famous.
It is famous. It just was a real natural. And honestly, for Steve and I, when we were thinking about having an ice cream shop, we thought we want to be on a corner in the Heights, but we thought that was never going to be possible because all the corners in the Heights kind of already have shops and it's pretty full. So when they approached us, it was really a no-brainer.
This is a great location.
I
mean, I wish you guys could see. There's an antique store right across the street. There's a little olive oil spot right there.
Everything is here.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, I just want to interrupt for a second. Since we are dealing with ice cream today, we're going to have things that are melting. We've got a couple of your offerings that have already arrived. I don't know if this is going to work for Foodie Cam that well. But guys, I'm gonna hold this up right here. Kim, maybe you can tell me what we're looking at
here. This is a collaboration that we are doing this month with Lazy Dog Brewery.
Okay.
So we have their Huckleberry Haze beer, which has huckleberry essence, and then Steve specially formulated a huckleberry ice cream to go with it. And they are serving it as a float in their restaurants here in Houston. They're in Stafford and Cypress. And then we're also serving that here as well.
Now we should mention you serve beer and wine.
We do.
Which is a little bit, you wouldn't automatically understand that your ice cream parlor or your local bake shop would also be able to make boozy milkshakes and sundaes.
Yeah, exactly. But we have always loved pairing beer and wine with ice cream. It's one of the things that we are kind of known for.
Yes,
you are. You do the dinners.
Do the dinners.
I've done the dinners, and I'm hoping that you're going to keep continuing to do them, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But it is quite incredible, and you've got to come with me to the next one. It's like 10 courses, 8 courses of wine and ice cream.
Next up
We have a stout beer as well, and then this is just our really wonderful vanilla that has 3 sorts of vanilla in it. It's really good, and this is just sort of a classic pairing because the stout beer has that sort of coffee chocolatey. There's a lot of body to it, so then to like cool it down with the vanilla, it works really well. Of course, I can speak about all this because my role in the company, my title is Chief Tasting Officer.
Yes, I've seen that in your email signature when we first met a few years ago.
I take the job very seriously.
How cute is that? Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
Hand me that can right there. I want to take a little baby sip of that. Now you guys have some things on tap too, but then you've got a cooler, and we're going to be mobile.
I wasn't expecting that. That's really good.
It's really phenomenal.
Everything works.
It's really phenomenal.
Thank you, Chef.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've had this before. I think I've had this before. Yeah.
I like a good stout. All right, look at this beauty.
So this
Are we going to
one
rosé
is-
ante? What's happening here, Kim?
This is a rosé bubble
Nice.
and the blood orange, which I know is one of Katie's favorites, the blood orange sorbet.
Okay.
So we serve these floats just like this, champagne and sorbet, but we also even do little flights that you can kind of mix it up. Different kinds of wine and champagne, different. We always have 8 sorbets, dairy free, every day in the case now. That's a big expansion coming here to Sweet Bribery. Yes.
So we should talk a little bit about, and we're going to show you guys some more, but the total, offering that you guys have: ice cream, sorbet, cookies, brownies,
all kinds of sundaes,
beer,
wine.
Yeah,
yes, absolutely.
Like really fresh.
Yeah.
Really pops.
Okay, this is cool. And we've also got some items on the foodie cam too.
Oh yeah. Let's talk
we
about
wanna
the
take a
baked
look at
goods,
the
man.
foodie
Yes.
cam.
Are you guys ready to?
Because this is kind of the really
dig into
cool new addition, right? This is the big difference for you guys. You're going from just ice cream over to the sweet stuff.
We could not really bake in the old space.
Yeah.
We didn't have space for it. So we have a lot of interesting offerings. So let's go to what is here in front of Kitty. So we have several different kinds of, who doesn't love Rice Krispie treats, right? We always have just the basic, this one with the burnt marshmallows on top.
Wait, burnt marshmallows?
Yes, we burn the
caramelize them.
Yes, so it's sort of like a s'more Rice Krispie treat. And we do all kinds of different ones here in the
I
shop.
haven't heard of that.
It's kind of fun. Again, anything we can put a little, brulee on, we're going to do that.
Fun fact, and I didn't know this: raccoons love marshmallows.
Ruben,
oh, interesting.
How did you? Do we really want to know how you found this out?
It's factual
personal
information.
Experience.
I was just thinking about the mushroom. I'm sorry. Please continue.
Sure.
Hey, what else is on the plate, Kim? I'm
fact,
sorry.
So what else?
Fun fact: don't ever put paint in a burning trash can.
Okay.
There we
all
go.
All right,
These are
thank
great
you.
facts to know. I'm glad that you all heard. We always have some sort of brownie on the menu, which brownies. But then we're also experimenting with seasonal blondies. So this is a pumpkin blondie. If you like blondies, this has the pumpkin, and of course it's that time of year. So you all dig in,
and this one was
that is the s'more.
The s'more.
That's the s'more with the burnt marshmallows.
So seasonal.
So
Can't believe Katie hasn't just
I've been trying.
One.
I've been literally trying to
give something a little nibble, Katie.
I can't. I'm gonna just
you were talking about Kim. You were talking about the location here in the Heights, and this is such a hot drag for shopping, and you guys have the holidays coming up, so it's gonna get super busy here.
Yes, our first weekend that we actually started taking the operations of the shop was the White Linen Nights.
I was right there.
So it was
away.
really interesting coming from our shop at Montrose, which was well loved, but not in a place where people walked. There wasn't a lot of foot traffic to White Nights. It was like
the polar opposite.
And it was wonderful. I just tell you,
and it was nice and hot. People were probably in the mood for ice cream.
Oh yes,
it was nice and hot.
Yes, we sold a lot of ice cream and beer and wine that night.
Katie, how is it?
Incredible. I mean, I know I'm looking at everything.
You're blown away.
I am definitely pacing myself, but my goodness, and I want to get into a little bit more about the ingredients, because that's a really big part of your foundation, why you do what you do, your beliefs, and we're going to talk to Chef Steve about that. But Ruben is
okay. So
I don't want it to melt.
The important stuff.
Ruben is holding the wedding punch. So this is the Space City Orange ice cream that we made in honor of the Astros going to the playoffs.
Now we're talking.
Years ago, how appropriate. And then that's with the Chandon Brut, and so that makes like a wedding punch. If back in the when Steve and I were growing up, we had the wedding punch, and it was like sherbet and champagne, and so this was our version of that, because it's so refreshing. Again, we live in such a hot city.
Hey, listen, that's a lot better than any wedding punch I've ever had. That's fantastic.
I haven't had rainbow sherbet punch in forever.
You're about to have some.
Wait, why is that not a thing anymore?
Here come the feels.
Oh, that's a great question.
Get in there.
Was it always popular in Texas?
Or I grew up in Ohio, so it was very popular in Ohio too. And where Chef grew up in California.
Get a little bit of the. You gotta
get the dig down in there.
Yeah.
Wait till all of these flavors come together.
Okay. Why is sherbet punch not a thing? Seriously.
That's what we thought too. As soon as we could really
I feel like there needs to be a thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
Needs
this
to be
is
a thing.
incredible.
Needs to be a thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
So
that is.
should we go to? I think we should go to.
Should we go
the
to the one
strawberry
that's,
kiss?
yeah, Ruben, hold that
because
up
it
first.
is yes. So this
Why?
is,
Sure.
yes.
Look at that.
Yeah, go there.
Look at the
So
deliciousness
this
that's
is-
happening in this plate.
As much as we can, and Chef's going to say more of this, but as much as we can, we use local ingredients. So this one has local strawberries. It's got the amaretti cookies,
Oh,
so it makes a nice little refreshing sundae.
See how it looks on
That's
the
our
preview.
seasonal sundae.
That's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, it
That is
is.
Yeah.
a thing of beauty.
And it's we always like to add, because Steve is a chef, he likes to add crunch to pretty much everything. Like
Yeah.
even though
Texture.
it's texture, right?
100%.
Got to have the creamy and the tart and the sweet.
And you
crunchy.
mentioned that. We're going to talk a little bit more to Chef about that, but that is an interesting part about his background, that he is a chef that has a fine dining background,
Yes,
right? And
yes.
and he did a lot of TV with my mom back in the
Yes,
day, and
yes.
who decided to open an ice cream store. And,
Yeah.
and I love that. We love that
It's-
transition, because he's really doing what he loves and
He
what he's got
is.
passion
He
for.
is. A lot of people don't know this about him, but when he had just turned 18 years old, he was on a flight to London in 1982 to go apprentice in a French restaurant in London.
Right.
And so like
Right.
so when during the pandemic, when he got furloughed, like many people in the restaurant industry, we knew it was time for him to do something else. And what we've both loved about the ice cream business, what we didn't realize we were getting in the business of, is like putting massive smiles on people's
Oh,
face. Like
yeah.
it makes me kind of emotional.
Smiles.
Like it really-
business of
you get that. You get the
It
reaction right away.
Yes.
So
People
you've
love
done
it.
good.
And he says, people don't send it back because it's not medium rare, and he had many
Yeah.
years of that. So
That's a great point.
it's a good
I mean, it's like
point.
impossible to anger your customers or make
Almost.
something. Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yes.
Almost,
yes.
Almost.
The lines can make
Katie,
them a little. No, I'm
What's happening
I'm
there?
happy.
Describe.
Yeah,
Tell
I'm
us
happy,
about
man.
this.
Describe-
Oh my God.
Yes.
Describe
Oh
your
my
journey.
goodness.
Okay.
Here comes
I'm
the
gonna
banana
describe
split.
something for you.
Describe your journey right now.
I'm
Where are
ready.
you? Where are you
Yeah, put
on
this
the
over here.
flavor spectrum?
No, I'm going out of my mind.
All right.
I mean, it's just
I'm just going to go out on a limb and guess that this isn't your typical banana split.
It's
No,
it's
what
not.
is- what
So
is it?
this
Tell us
is
what this is on the
of
foodie
course
cam
the
here.
banana has to be bruleed. So
Ugh.
put sugar on it and put the flame on. So we love that. It's vanilla ice cream with pineapple topping, and then of course the whipped cream. It is chocolate ice cream with fudge sauce,
Good.
and then the
God.
strawberry ice cream with strawberries. And all that
Holy
has the
cow.
whipped cream, the nuts, and those wonderful the wonderful cherries that we love using. Not the maraschino cherries, but the real fancy ones that I
Of course,
I
yeah.
can't remember exactly what it
I
is.
knew they were the real.
but yeah,
fancy
it's
ones.
the Italian ones.
As the official taster,
Yes.
do you know when something is like, yep, that's it, that's a hit?
Yeah, I do. It's interesting. Steve has an interesting palate because he can nail things a lot of times on the first try, which is uncanny to me. But we can always tell, like with like the Space City Orange, for instance, like we knew, like with the Astros, we felt like that was really going to be it.
Yeah.
The peanut butter stracciatella, which was one of the very first flavors he ever made for
Right.
us, at home.
Yeah.
He, like that has always been my favorite, and it never goes out of the case. Other things surprise us, though. He makes some unusual things like cacio e pepe and bastani, which are very like exotic flavors, and we made them for us. We thought we'll make them once and take them out
This
of
is
the case.
something we would
can't
like.
take them out.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can't- Our
And
customers
people
love
are
it.
like demanding
Yeah,
it.
they
That's
do. They
fantastic.
do. So yeah.
And anybody watching, like kind of for the uninitiated, never had this stuff. It sounds crazy when you're talking about these very classic, very savory dishes interpreted through ice cream, and your brain first says that cannot work, but
Right.
it does.
It does.
And that's the surprise, and that's what makes people, like you said, smiles on their faces.
Yes.
I know it happened to me.
Yes.
And the
yes.
first time we had it, first time we were at Craft Creamery, he's just giving out the little spoonfuls. And my photographer, you probably remember, Rodney Pearson, remember that commercial, "Don't give it to Mikey, he
Yeah.
hates everything."
Yes.
That if you win that guy over,
And we won him over.
He brags about your ice cream to people.
Yes.
All right, let's go into the kitchen with
fantastic.
Chef Steve and Katie Stone.
All right, guys. Chef Steve Marquez, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for letting us crash your kitchen today. Congratulations on your new creation here with Sweet Bribery.
Thanks.
We are going to, well, tell us what you're going to do for us today.
So we're going to talk about how we make the ice cream and why we do it the way we do it. And it's kind of the story of how the whole business came about. So most commercial ice creams have stuff in them that we don't think belongs in ice cream. Like, they're not evil, they're not horrible chemicals, they're just, for us, not something that belongs in ice cream. So things like polysorbate 80 and guar gum and soy lecithin, like all those things have their place. We just don't think they're in ice cream.
And the reason they're in
ice cream?
The store-bought ice cream is as a preservative so it can stay on the shelf longer? Or?
No, it's actually a stabilizer so that it can whip more air into the ice cream, and air is free. So if you take a commercial ice cream off the grocery store shelf and let it melt, it'll have so much stabilizer in it that the tub will still be full until you tap it, and then it'll collapse, and it'll be half.
I see.
So your half-gallon ice cream is actually a quart of ice cream and a quart of ice cream.
So in addition to getting not the greatest ingredients, you're actually getting less than what you're paying for in a lot of cases.
You're getting a lot of air.
Yeah.
So, and that's fine for them. That's just not what we do, right? What we do is we use the purest milk and cream we can find. Our milk and cream comes from Waco. Actually, McGregor outside of Waco from Milk King.
And is this where it comes from?
This
oh, wow.
is the Milk King. And so before we started this, I sought out cream that didn't have polysorbate, xanthan, guar, any of that stuff in it. And it turns out the only commercially available cream is here in Texas. Okay, so basically what we do, this is cream, milk, and sugar. We're going to add a lot of eggs, right? And then we're going to cook this, because it is science, to a very specific temperature. And then at some point we'll flavor it. And when the machine does that, it's time to take the ice cream out, just as if on cue. So now Katie doesn't know this, but we talked about this probably 2 years ago.
What is it that I don't know, Chef Steve?
That I have made a flavor that may take you back to your childhood if I did it right.
Oh boy.
So we'll see.
Oh boy.
So.
Oh boy, I see a good color.
That's a good sign. So that's what it looks like when it comes out, right? And what Katie has shared with me is that this ice cream doesn't get stuff, because the stuff is what other people do that's incorrect.
Chef Steve, if this is what I think it is, so you can kind of tell it's a little bit of
kind of gray.
Well, here it's a little purplish, but this is your black raspberry.
Black raspberry.
All right, here we go. Oh my gosh, nailed it. I wish you could see my expression right now, but yes, this is my all-time favorite flavor. This is mostly, I guess, an East Coast flavor.
It's actually only an East Coast thing without stuff in it. So you see it up in around Chicago and the Midwest with chocolate chips. So there's a couple commercial companies that make it with chocolate chips, but not just like that.
Not like this. Yeah, and you know what? It's interesting because I haven't been able to find it here in Houston. And when I go back to the East Coast for the summer, then I have no problem finding it. But thank you so much for making this.
Absolutely.
This is wonderful. I hope this stays. So, Chef, tell us a little bit about, we were talking about the ingredients, the things to stay away from, the things to look for. What are the ingredients that you would say that we should be aware of when we go to the store and we're wanting to buy store-bought ice cream?
Gotcha. The rule of thumb is if it has more than 4 syllables, it did not come out of the ground.
If it has more than 4 syllables, it didn't come out of the ground.
Polysorbate 80.
Got it.
This is a derivative of sugar, but there's a lot of process that goes into making this. And this was originally made to emulsify color in plastics so that the color stayed the same throughout the plastic as they made it. And some food scientists figured out that you can also emulsify ice cream and salad dressings and a few other things with it. So
I see.
you should look on the back of your label, and if it says pretty much anything other than milk, cream, sugar, and eggs, and stuff that sounds like flavoring,
All right.
I might avoid it.
So this is, and these are obviously the ingredients that you guys stay away from here in your store. All right, we're going to take a look at some of the flavors that you guys offer. We're going to come around here, and I was very excited to see the variety. So you guys have sorbets and ice creams, yes?
Correct.
Okay. And what is the difference, Chef, between a sorbet and an ice cream?
Sorbet is fruit, water, and sugar. It's full stop, nothing else. At least ours isn't. We don't use any of those same chemicals in our sorbets either.
What
I
are
think
these?
it really intensifies the flavors, and it's just fruit and sugar, and that's it.
Do you want to run us through your flavors of sorbets?
So what we have here is we have guava, the blood orange that Katie loves so much. We have cucumber, pineapple, and chili. This is my favorite alga fresca.
Cucumber, pineapple, and chili. That sounds like it could go in a martini.
It can. It can. To our wholesale friends, you heard it from Katie Stone. Come and buy some. Raspberry. This is limoncello, which is the limoncello. Mango. Mm-hmm. This is calamansi, which is Filipino lime. It's very intense.
Beautiful.
And then strawberry Campari, which we make for Otura, which I know you guys went there during restaurant week, and you had that, I think.
Oh, nice.
And then,
all right, now we're moving on to your ice cream flavors.
So
now before we get into the flavors, Chef, how often do these flavors change, and what causes you to change the flavors?
we have a schedule. We change them every month, and it's about seasonality.
Okay.
So like the Christmas flavors will stop first week of January because probably not many people want eggnog at Valentine's Day.
Well, unless you're me.
Yeah, that's true. And we'll run it again on Easter for a week. We'll do Easter eggnog. About half of them are here all the time. It's kind of the way we run it, right?
All right. What
So
are we
we have
looking at
things
over
like
here?
candy pecan, vanilla, chocolate, s'more, strawberry, cookies and cream, birthday cake, all your kind of standard stuff. And then across the back, these are our seasonals. We have like Café de Olla, which is a Mexican coffee we run for Halloween. I think Kim was telling you about the peanut butter stracciatella. That's her favorite flavor.
Yes.
We do cacio pepe, which is the pasta dish.
Cacio pepe, Chef. Your brisket ice cream is famous. I mean, it has a life of its own at this point. Everyone I talk to is just, oh yeah, he's the guy that makes the brisket ice cream, and this is it right here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the brisket. That's a spicy chocolate that we do for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some vegan flavors.
So you guys have vegan as well.
Right.
Very nice. And then what were these?
You have a mint chip. That's the Space City orange. And then the one on the end there is our butter brickle pumpkin pie.
Ooh. All right, we're going to need to try some of that. That sounds pretty incredible. Now, do people have any special orders? Do you guys do anything like that? I mean, catering is a little bit a ways off, but do you...
We do
things like that, yeah.
We do catering, we do weddings and private events, we do corporate happy hours. For our wholesale customers, we make pretty much whatever they want, as long as they buy what we want them to. Mm-hmm. And we have done one-offs for private parties and things. There's just kind of a minimum purchase, and there's a few things involved that make it a little complicated.
Now, what do you have right there? What is this?
This is your first dish of the wine dinner series that we're doing.
Oh, yes. Talk about your wine dinners.
So the wine dinners we do 7 courses paired, right? And they are not just scoops of ice cream. So like this is lemon olive oil sorbet.
Okay.
And
olive oil sorbet.
Yeah, and gazpacho. Watermelon gazpacho.
All right, let's take that over to Ruben right now so he can try it. I
Chris,
hope Ruben is ready.
Yeah, so we're gonna.
Here we go.
Come here. All right, well, you guys, let me tell you, Katie, I've never seen you quite that happy in one spot.
I mean,
Pull up to the table there, Chef, so we can see you.
We're not messing around.
So I know you have something very special for us right here that, I can't wait to see what this concoction is going to be. But we have 5 minutes before we run out of time. I really want to talk toppings with you, and we'll
Sure.
get there. We'll get there in a minute.
That's fine.
All right, please take it away, Chef.
Okay, so this is this is one of the courses from the wine dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually, we served at Chef for Farmers weekend before last. This is an olive oil sorbet.
Okay.
And watermelon gazpacho. So
people, you don't get that on other shows. I'm sorry. This is, we are not only going over the line.
Never have I heard anything like this.
Smashing it. So
Yes.
do you use a little spoon? How do we proceed, Chef?
yeah, just
Like this?
dig in.
All right.
That's always your best bet, is to not be shy.
Thank you,
Miss
you.
Katie.
Yeah, thank you. This is what a lovely. Oh.
I can't even describe that. I love that.
Well, this is what happens when you have a chef with fine dining background,
Mhm.
right? Such a versatile background.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what happens, right?
Sure.
You had all of these ideas and you're like, why not?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, the
But-
whole wine dinner thing was born of Kim and I taking a walk one day,
Yeah.
Oh my
trying to
gosh.
figure out how to get more people into the shop.
Oh my
Right?
gosh.
Right?
Chef.
God,
Chef.
that's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean,
Jim. April. Let's go. Okay. Okay.
So,
Jim
Kim was
has had my food before. He knows me. well.
Kim was
Oh my
saying that a lot
gosh.
of times when you have an idea, you have a concept for something, she goes, he can nail it the first time.
Right. So
It's
I
like
know,
it's like
I
being a
know we
musician
sh-
and having perfect
I was just
pitch.
gonna say we share a musical background.
Yes.
It's like Steven Tyler writing Dream On
Yeah.
in a 10-flight elevator.
Yeah.
Right?
And he knew what it was.
And he wrote it
fully realized.
done.
Wow.
Everything.
Yeah. I love that.
So
Okay.
a painter thinks in colors,
Mhm.
and they can visualize how the colors work.
Yeah.
I've educated my palate enough over the years that I actually I can taste it when I think about it.
That's amazing.
You know what I mean? I can
That's-
put it together and
Something
taste
coming.
it.
We've got a
Well,
couple
you can
minutes
tell
left.
because it's right here in front of us. What's
Yeah.
happening here?
What is this just a
Is this
little
That's just
a little
the- that's the
palate
bubble.
cleanser, little
champagne?
palate
Yeah, yeah.
cleanser?
So-
Okay.
Yeah, palate cleanser. They're whipping something colorful up for us right over here.
They were gonna.
We've got about
so,
2 minutes left. You want to bring it on over here?
Yeah. So we do because we do all the whole no corn syrup kind of stuff.
Yes,
Mhm.
no corn
We
syrup.
sell all the Dublin sodas
Dublin
in shop
soda from Dublin,
right?
Texas.
Yeah.
in Dublin, Texas. So what they've got for you is the cherry limeade and the orange,
Okay.
and looks like the sweet and tart lemon.
Yes, yes, yes.
Which were, when I had Burger Guys, the sweet tart lemon, we couldn't buy enough of it. You know what
Really?
I mean? Yeah,
Are we
like
just trying these?
yeah,
right?
just
Like
yes,
this,
go ahead and
Get in there.
So this is the
Thank you, thank you,
that's
thank you.
the orange.
yeah.
Now that makes a great float. That makes a great tiger tail float. This is probably my
so
favorite.
no corn syrup.
What is
yeah,
this?
Very good.
That is sweet tart lemonade.
Sweet tart.
Oh.
Look at this, guys.
Yeah, left-handed.
Mhm.
So
So be on the lookout
That's
for
great. Man,
wine dinners. Be on the lookout for special
Man.
events.
Right.
You guys are going to have a lot of announcements coming up. So your social media has kind of all converted over to Sweet Bribery
HCX, yeah.
Craft Creamery, because that's an
Winner.
important, people know you
Yes.
through Craft Creamery.
Yeah.
And give a few, we've got 1 minute left, but give a few of the restaurants who you're currently working with a shout out. Because I know you work with a
So
few.
Danny Trace over Patente
Oh,
is
yeah.
a
Shout out Patente.
well-loving client.
Love it.
Burger Bodega
Mhm.
takes.
Burgo Bodega, shout out.
We do George's Bistro over in the
George's
Heights. We do
Bistro,
Otsur and
O'Toole.
Lee's Den.
These Den, these are all great HRW restaurants, by the
100%,
way.
100%.
Yep. And there's always more on the horizon.
Of
You know,
course.
we're negotiating with a few we can't talk about yet, but
Okay,
love it.
well,
You know.
breaking news.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Thank
this is what I'm going to say. You need to, guys, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, get in the car
Mhm.
and come down here. What are the hours of operation?
that's a good question. It is 1 to 10 weekdays, so Sunday through Thursday, 12 to 11 Friday, Saturday.
I love that. Sweet Bribery, guys, right here on 19th Street. And
Great parking,
I'm
easy to
telling
see,
you.
easy to walk right
I'm
in.
telling you,
Come see them.
Yeah, we try to take care of our people.
This
So,
is
you know.
the
Thank
spot.
you so much.
a
Thank
little,
you, guys.
a little toast to you
Cheers.
there,
There you go.
Chef. Everything
Cheers.
Is spectacular.
Cheers.
Thanks
for
for coming in,
Uh-huh.
guys.
Thank you,
Everything,
Ms. Kim.
everything. Thank you,
Thank
Kim.
you.
Everything that came across the table blew my mind.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you guys for joining
Fantastic.
us. We will see you next Wednesday for another
We'll see you next
episode.
Wednesday. Of course, you guys, you can always go to the Fox 26 YouTube channel if you want to watch this again. It'll be posted there eventually. You can always comment on the Facebook page and stuff and let us know. Maybe there's a place you want to see, but
Yeah.
definitely Sweet Bribery, highly recommended. Get down here. You will not be sorry. We'll see you next time, guys. Peace. Bye.
See ya.
Now you got lots